Welcome. In this video I'm going to go over how to power an Amazon Fire TV stick from your TV's power cord. So this is a 32-inch Samsung TV. This is the plug for the TV. This is plug for the Fire TV stick. So typically you would need two wall outlets to plug this into to power this. But you may have a situation where you only have one plug, or maybe you want to wall mount this and you just want to clean up your setup. So I found a couple different products we can use to do that. And if you find this video helpful and you want to purchase those products, I'll put a link below to those in the description. And if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. Now, before we get too deep, I want to point out this only works with TVs that have this C8 plug in it. So this technique works if you have that socket with this type of cord. So let's take a look at what I have here. So these are the different products we'll be using. Now I purchased these with my own money, and specifically these two are the ones we have to have. These are optional. Now I do want to say these SyncWire cable holders were provided to me by SyncWire for a previous video, but they have no association with this video. But the first piece is a C8 to dual C7 Y cable. So this will plug into the back of your TV, and you plug your TV cord into here. Then the next bit is a C8 to 120 volt plug adapter. So let's get this connected up. So we'll unplug the power cord from the back of the TV. We'll plug that into our Y adapter, and we'll plug one of these into our TV. So now the TV has power. Next, we'll take the other adapter and plug that into the other side of the power Y, and we'll plug the Fire TV stick into it. So now both the Fire TV stick and the TV can get power from the one plug. Now some might say, my TV has USB on it, can't I just plug into it? Now there might be TVs that have constant power on the USB, but this TV and a lot of TVs only have power on the USB when the TV is on. And the downside of that is that you can then no longer turn your TV on with the Fire TV remote. So here we've gone down to one plug we plug in, but you can see this is a little bit of a rat's nest here. So there are a couple improvements we can make with that. So the first is this ViceLink HDMI right angle adapter. So this comes with two adapters. One goes up, one goes down, and I'll show that in a second. So we can see here the Fire TV stick is just dangling in the wind here. We can take this little lead adapter off. Now we could plug this in here like this, but it sticks out far. With this adapter, we can plug this onto the Fire TV stick, and we can plug this into the TV. So now it sits more flush to the TV. Now the other adapter, if we had plugged that in, that would make the Fire TV stick go up as opposed to down. So I'd say that's a little bit of an improvement there. So now we have this really long micro USB cable. We can get that out of there. And I have this StarTech cable. And this is a 6-inch cable. You could use a 6 or a 12-inch cable. And this doesn't have really high power requirements, so pretty much any cable should work. And we'll plug that in here. And we can plug power in here. So now you can see this is a much cleaner setup. So this is still kind of dangling in the wind here. That's where the SyncWire mini cable clip holders come into play. So this comes with different sizes. It has one single and a double. And you can look how your orientation is and just kind of figure out a good way to mount things. So now I'm looking at this. I may unplug these and kind of swap them around to see if it lays differently. When I don't have this plugged in all the way. There we go. I think I like that right about there. So I already cleaned this with alcohol, so I have a clean surface. I'll peel the back of these cable holders off. I'll slip it over the cable. And I'll find a nice neutral position so this isn't being bound up one way or another. Let's go with that. I actually kind of wanted to make this straight, but it doesn't really matter. This cable holder would have been over the vent here, which I didn't really like, but I think that'll work well. Now, hopefully this VHB will hold. You technically should probably put this on here and wait, I think 24 hours or something. When I say VHB, I mean the adhesive on the back of these holders, but we'll try this for now. So now we're down to one cable. This is much cleaner looking. Now, one last thing is this is the cord that came with the TV. That could be replaced with a shorter cord if you get one with the C7 connector and the plug on it. These are pretty common. Neither of these are polarized, meaning the prongs are the same width. So I can hook this up and have a much shorter cord. And you can get these in really short lengths. So if this is wall mounted, you could probably maybe get like a 6 or a 12-inch version of that. but compared to what we had before, this is a much, much cleaner setup, I think. Now the Fire TV Stick draws very, very little electricity, so this cable can easily handle it. The TV, I think, draws around 50 watts, and I think this power adapter is rated at 5 watts, and I don't think it draws anywhere near that. So if you're thinking of doing this, make sure your TV has this connector on it, and then the main things you need are the Y and the plug adapter, and then the shorter USB cable and the right angle adapter are optional things, or cable ties. So most people aren't going to follow this exactly, but maybe this gives you inspiration on how you can tidy up the wiring behind your TV. And here's a clip of the system working. So I have the Fire TV remote. I'll press the on button. And since the Fire TV has power to it, we have no problem turning the TV on with the remote. Of course, we can also turn it off. And that Fire TV still has power, so it's ready to go next time you want to watch TV. Okay, here's a short clip of a similar setup on the back of a 55-inch TV. So I have the splitter here, and I put cable holders here, and then this cable is going over to the Fire TV Stick here. This is plugged in differently over here. I replaced the Fire TV Stick micro USB cable with this 24-inch cable. So this is not as tidy as on the 32-inch TV, but some more cable holders could bring that up. But it's quite a bit less wire than it was before. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.